Well, hello there, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into what feels like a magical storybook adventure to uncover one of the most incredible hidden rules governing our entire universe. You know, whether you're just dropping a ball, riding your bike down the street, or watching a massive rocket blast off into space, there is this totally invisible force at play that decides exactly what happens next. It's a fundamental principle of physics that literally shapes our everyday lives. And honestly, by the end of this journey, you're going to see the world in a completely new and totally fascinating way.
Section 1. The Coconut or the Bullet? An astonishing physics mystery.
So let's kick things off with a pretty wild but completely true question to get our gears turning. What do you think is practically more dangerous if it were to hit you, a super fast bullet fired from a gun, or just a simple coconut falling from the top of a tall tree? Now, I know almost everyone's immediate reaction is to say the bullet. I mean, it's a bullet, right? It's terrifyingly fast. But let's actually take a look at what physics has to say about this. Just think about the sheer contrast here for a second. On one hand, we've got our bullet. It is traveling at a blistering speed of roughly 400 meters per second. But remember, a bullet is incredibly tiny. It only has a mass of about 10 grams. Then, on the other hand, we have our coconut. When it drops from a 15-meter tree, gravity pulls it down faster and faster until it smacks the ground at about 17 meters per second. Obviously, that's way slower than the bullet, but a coconut is heavy, with a mass of roughly 1 kilogram. So what exactly happens when we combine their speed with their mass?
The answer is exactly 4. Yeah, no way, right? Because that falling coconut actually carries 4 times more oomph than the speeding bullet. The coconut hits with so much force purely because of its heavy mass, making it astonishingly dangerous. And that invisible oomph we keep talking about? Well, that brings us to our secret word of the day: momentum.
Section 2. Meet the momentum formula. The recipe for motion.
Okay, let's dive into this. It's a really simple but honestly brilliant equation. Momentum is fundamentally just mass in motion. To figure out an object's momentum, which physicists write out using a lowercase p, you just multiply its mass, so how heavy it is, by its velocity, which is how fast and in what direction it's moving. So basically, the heavier an object is and the faster it goes, the more momentum it packs.
This next example perfectly illustrates how those two ingredients, mass and velocity, work together. Picture a tiny little amoeba riding on the back of a mosquito, zooming right at you at 40 miles per hour. Because their mass is practically nothing, they have barely any momentum. It literally wouldn't even tickle. But now imagine a massive, millions of pounds oil tanker creeping into a dock at just 2 miles per hour. Even though its speed is painfully slow, its gigantic mass gives it enormous momentum. That's exactly why they need those powerful little tugboats to help them stop. Heavy and slow can absolutely beat light and fast.
But wait, trick question time. What if you have a massive million-pound freight train, but it's just sitting perfectly still on the tracks? What's its momentum? It's exactly 0. That's right, 0. Because momentum is mass times velocity. If the velocity is 0, the entire momentum becomes 0. It doesn't matter how gigantic or heavy an object is. If it isn't moving, it has absolutely no momentum.
Now, people didn't just guess these rules overnight. Way back in the 1680s, the brilliant Sir Isaac Newton helped figure out exactly how mass, force, and motion all interact. And over the next few centuries, scientists refined those ideas into some really strict laws. And today, we literally use the exact same momentum rules Newton discovered to launch massive rockets into outer space and build super safe cars. It's just this amazing, continuous adventure of human discovery.
Section 3. Newton's rules of motion. Playing with physics.
Let's try a quick mental experiment together. Imagine someone throws a super light plastic ping pong ball at you. You just hold your hand out and grab it, right? Super easy. But now imagine someone throws a heavy, solid baseball at you at the exact same speed. Because of its larger mass, that baseball has a much higher momentum. Notice what your body naturally does when you catch a heavy ball. You instinctively pull your hands backward as the ball hits your glove. So, why do we do that? Well, your brain is actually doing some pretty advanced physics without you even realizing it. By pulling your hands back, you are increasing the amount of time it takes to bring that heavy ball to a complete stop. And according to the rules of physics, extending the time of a catch dramatically decreases the force of the impact. You literally pull your hands back to stop it from hurting.
And this incredible little trick introduces us to a brand new physics superpower called impulse. Impulse is just the combination of force multiplied by time.
If you want to change an object's momentum, like say stopping that baseball, you have to apply an impulse. You can either use a huge force for a tiny fraction of a second, which definitely hurts, or a smaller force spread out over a longer time, which acts like an invisible shield keeping you safe. Seriously, time is your best friend when you're trying to stop momentum.
Section 4. Crash, bang, and bounce. What happens when things collide?
So there are basically two very different types of crashes in the universe. First up, we have elastic collisions. Think of dropping a super bouncy rubber ball, or maybe two hard bowling balls clicking together. They bounce off each other, they separate, and the kinetic energy of their motion is beautifully preserved. But then we have inelastic collisions. This is more like two cars crashing or throwing a wet ball of clay at a wall. The objects stick together, they get all deformed, and the energy of their motion gets converted into other messy things, like heat and really loud noises.
But here is the most magical rule of all, and it doesn't even matter if objects bounce or stick. It's called the grand law of conservation of momentum. In a closed system, the total amount of momentum before a crash is always perfectly equal to the total momentum after the crash. It never just vanishes into thin air. Instead, it gets perfectly transferred from one object to another. It's exactly like passing the baton in a relay race or playing the ultimate cosmic game of tag.
Section 5. Real-life momentum magic. How physics saves the day.
And this brilliantly illustrates why all of this matters in our everyday lives. Remember that magic shield we called impulse, where stretching out time reduces the force? Well, engineers use that exact rule to design crumple zones in the front of your car. When a car crashes, the front literally crumples up like an accordion. This stretches out the crash time, which keeps the passengers safe inside. Or look at space travel. Rockets launch by violently pushing heavy exhaust gases downwards at extreme velocities. Because momentum is always conserved, the rocket gets pushed upwards with equal momentum. And in sports, when a baseball player hits a stationary ball off a tee, they're using their heavy bat to transfer massive momentum directly into the ball, launching it way out into the outfield.
Quick time out, though, before we move on. I need to share a really important reminder. Physics is wildly fun to learn about, but real life is for sure not a cartoon. Objects with momentum carry serious force, so please always wear your seatbelt to let those car crumple zones actually do their job, and never ever perform your own collision or crash experiments without proper adult supervision. Let's keep it safe out there, scientists.
Okay, let's briefly look at exactly why real-life crashes are so chaotic. In a sticky, inelastic collision, like a car crash, while the momentum is conserved, the kinetic energy undergoes a massive transformation. Huge amounts of energy go straight into permanently bending and crumpling the metal, about 50% of it. Then, a massive 30% of the energy turns into pure heat from all the friction, and the last 20% literally vibrates the air to create those terrifyingly loud crashing sounds. It's just a totally chaotic transformation of energy.
Section 6. 5 spectacular science facts. The Grand Countdown.
All right, here are your spectacular 5 takeaways for today. Number 1. Momentum is simply mass in motion. Number 2. A heavy, slow object can absolutely carry more momentum than a light, fast one. Just remember that giant oil tanker versus the tiny mosquito. Number 3. Momentum is a vector, which is just a fancy way of saying the direction you're traveling always matters. Number 4. Impulse is your invisible shield. Increasing the time of an impact always decreases the force. And number 5, in a closed system playing the universe's grand game of tag, momentum is perfectly conserved and never, ever lost.
So, if you ever need to calculate exactly how much oomph something has, just remember your new magic spell, P equals m times v. Momentum equals mass times velocity. With that one simple equation, you are officially a master of one of the universe's most important hidden rules.
Well, I really hope you've loved our little storybook adventure today. I want to leave you with a bit of a challenge. Next time you're zooming down the sidewalk on your bike, or even just dropping a bouncy ball in your room, look closely at the world around you and ask yourself, how much momentum am I carrying right now? Keep asking those questions, keep observing, and keep learning. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on The Explainer.